I'd like to start off by saying a very happy new year to every one of you. And with every new year, most of us make some resolutions to follow throughout the year. These are often the resolutions we failed to stick to from the last year. No matter the origin, New Year resolutions to those who plan it are pretty essential at the start. But it's very likely that you have decided to build a new habit, build all the plans, reduce distractions, and put your mind into it and actually did it for the first week. But as the second or third week of January rolled around, you felt lazy and reluctant to follow through your resolution. You skip one day thinking it won't hurt, but that ends up becoming an endless cycle of I'll do it tomorrow. And this cycle continues almost every year as the magic fades away after January. I myself have been victim for this for quite a few years and I started experimenting. In the process, some of the strategies actually worked out, and today I'd like to take a little bit of your time and describe how exactly those work. It's a really good idea to note down your ideas and New Year resolutions on paper, as we all know writing down goals actually improve the probability and the consistency of it. Sharing the resolutions with others or announcing them publicly on the internet can help with the accountability aspect of the habit, and that is where our today's sponsors Goodwall comes into the picture. Goodwall is a global community that brings together youth from across borders to better themselves and to better the world. They host regular challenges and programs to inspire and to empower people to reach their full potential and also have a positive impact on the society. By participating, you stand a chance to win big, ranging from cash to scholarships to exclusive opportunities. Through Goodwall, you can connect and be inspired by the incredible global community of more than 1.6 million people who are mostly students and working professionals from over 150 countries. Goodwall is available as a mobile app for both Android and the iOS. Going to the Discover tab, you'll find details on how to participate in weekly challenges to develop your skills and win prizes. You can also add your achievements and find like-minded people on this app. We all know accountability is a huge motivation for sticking to any new resolution. Hold yourself accountable by sharing your New Year resolution with the Goodwall community. Goodwall is hosting an exciting resolution challenge from January 11th to 17th where you can win big. All you have to do is to submit a video mentioning what is your resolution for 2021 and how this resolution is gonna better yourself or better the world, and how are you planning to measure it. Here's one of my resolutions just for your reference.
Hey everyone, happy 2021. For this year, I'm trying to do less and do them more effectively. One of the biggest resolutions I have is to read more, and I'm really having a really tiny goal of reading 2 pages per day. I'm going to read more, obviously. I got my book, and what this does to me is that I kind of feel more confident, feel more productive if I'm reading about productivity, and fantasy always feels a little bit better, and to measure it, I'm mainly going to use Notion about just main check boxes where I can check off every day that I'm actually reading.
By participating, you'll hold yourself accountable and have the chance to win $100 cash prizes starting from 13 January. And here is my personal profile. So go and download the Goodwall app right now and participate in the hashtag resolution challenge by uploading a short video of yours. Hold yourself accountable and stand a chance to win amazing cash prizes. Remember to use the hashtag resolution, and there is no excuse as Goodwall is absolutely free. Go explore the amazing groups across the community, and I wish you best of luck. One of the main reasons people fail to stick to their New Year resolutions is overcommitment. Being who we are, we like the feeling of being hopeful and the stimulation of us sticking to our new habits and getting results in our head. That gives a considerable boost in dopamine, making us almost as happy as actually getting the result in reality. At this point, a common argument is, what is so special about a new year? It's just another day. If you really want to build a habit, you can start building it from any day you want. While that argument is pretty legit, the manually built up excitement of a new beginning actually helps boost the efficiency and the discipline around the new habit. After the holidays in December, it really does feel like a new beginning, and that feels like a good time to start fresh when you're building a new habit. Now coming back to the topic, deciding and manipulating the number of habits and the amount of effort needed to put into is absolutely essential. Until last year, I used to have a resolution in everything I'm interested: drawing, coding, reading, workout, and so on. It was pretty much a no-brainer that I will fail miserably to stick to all of them. And so the first thing that comes to mind is to keep lesser goals. Having too many goals will just clutter up the whole thing. As our education and work amps up with time, we will eventually end up compromising one of them for the another. And also, thinking from a psychological point of view, successfully completing 2 habits after planning 2 feels better than initially planning 5 and doing only 3 of them. Having too much on your plate will only result in you giving up quicker, so don't do that. It's a good idea to list down all the things and all the habits that you want to build in this year and choose no more than 3 from that list items. 3 is quite a good number for things to stick to for a long period of time. So that sort of wraps up the first point. Keep smaller goals. This idea kinda ties up with the previous point of keeping lesser goals. It is also important to keep your goals and habits small and achievable. If you have never worked out consistently before and you set a goal of working out for 1 hour every day, it will most likely not stick after a few days. In a way, the level of consistency is inversely proportional to the amount of work you need to put in. Self discipline is something that develops with time and is absolutely not something constant. If you want to build a habit, start small. I did something similar in my case last year. I've been struggling to build a habit of reading for quite some years now, and last year I decided to minimize my goals for the year. Where I've been setting goals of reading 15 to 20 pages every day, I switched off my reading goal for the year to reading only 2 pages every single day. Now that sounds surprisingly easy in my opinion. As you may already know, starting a task is often the toughest part of it, and I myself am more likely to start a 2-page reading task compared to a 50-page or a 20-page reading task. Even on days when I'm not feeling like reading, I can still go through 2 pages. And there will often be books that completely consume me and convert those 2 pages into 200 pages without any effort. Mainly because of setting such a small daily goal, I could read quite a lot of books last year, quite a lot compared to the previous years at least. Whatever habit you're trying to build, it is a good idea to tone it down to a point where it seems a little too easy and make it even half of that. That generally is a good point to start off with any habit, and that is the second point about keeping your goals small. Start early. Now, the excitement of starting a new habit is quite a beautiful and a compelling thing. So much so that it makes it hard to understand how much is actually too much to handle. Especially people who are more highly ambitious will often make goals that seem too ambitious down the line. So, how to judge the sweet spot that is not too easy to lose its thrill and not too hard for you to quit? Well, you can surely do what I stated in the last point. Another strategy you can experiment with is starting early. I've been doing this for the last 3-4 years now. I start my New Year resolutions in December instead of January, and within 1 or 2 weeks, I understand exactly what is wrong with the initial planning and the amount of habits and the amount of work I need to put in, and what changes I need to make in order to make these plans a success. Now, moving on to the final tip of the video. Divide the year. No matter how many of these things I experimented with and implemented, and no matter how well I did in January and early February, I personally found it really hard to stick to resolutions after like early March or April in some years. Observing this pattern year after year gave me this stupid little idea of creating mini years. The idea sounds really stupid, but it works for me. I basically just divide the whole year into 4 quarters, that is 3 months in each quarter. And I also switch up habits I'm trying to build in each of those quarters. This strategy helps in 2 ways. By dividing the year into quarters, you can get a fresh start 4 times in a year instead of once. Even if you only drag your habits for 2 months on average, now you can commit to a habit for 4 times the duration. That is approximately 8 months in this consideration. As I mentioned earlier, I am a person with a bunch of interests and a bunch of things I want to get better at. In a normal approach, I would have to choose only 3 habits or skills I want to improve among a bunch of them. But if I divide the year into 4 chunks, I can switch up 1 or 2 habits in each quarter and accomplish more by getting consistent with 8 to 10 habits or skills. These are all the tips and strategies I use to better execute my plans of New Year resolutions and to make any new habit stick just a little bit longer. Now, building habits efficiently is a whole other topic and which I won't go into in this video. Again, these are things that have worked really well for me. You might want to experiment with them and regulate them according to your needs and comfort. I hope you have some amazing New Year resolutions for the year 2021. I wish you all the best for the rest of the year. In case you don't already know, we finally have an official Discord server. There's a bunch of freaking amazing people on the server to hang out with, study with, to share memes and play games with. We also have different types of events like competitions, virtual meetups, etc., and they are super duper fun. The server is still new and I'd love to see you there. After joining, make sure you verify yourself by adding a react to the emoji in the verification channel, read the rules and pick self roles for yourself to see the relevant text and voice channels and also have fun. With that, I'll end the video. Feel free to leave a like to let YouTube know that this is actually worth watching. Leave a dislike to save people from wasting their time on this video. Take a little time and look around the channel and subscribe to the channel if you like the kind of content I put out. Really helps me out. If you have any kind of suggestion, appreciation, complaint, criticism, do leave it in the comment section below. And that will be it for me. Goodbye.